Okay guys, this is Thursday, the second workout. We're going to start with man makers or woman makers, depending on who's going to do it. You're going to grab your dumbbells. With the dumbbells, you're going to first start in a squat position. Feet are going to be shoulder width apart. As I drop down, I plant. Once I plant, I throw my feet back. I do my push-up, row to mid-rib, row to mid-rib, jack, repeat, push-up, row to mid-rib, row to mid-rib. From here, I plant again. Want to make sure that my back's not majorly curved like that. Straighten up, clean shrug, scarecrow, drop my body deep, and then push press. And repeat. Plant, I do my push-up, row, row, jack. Repeat, push up, row, row. Now clean and press. Now when you press, make sure it's at the crown of the head or slightly behind, and then make sure that you don't do a major back roll when you're putting the dumbbells down or when you're bringing them up. Now, kneeling incline press. So, I'm going to be on my knees. I'm going to keep my elbows in tight. The bell itself is at my chest. I extend out and then pull back down. Depending on the weight, you don't want to have it so much to where the weight's so heavy that you're having to just do this major leaning back. You are going to have to do a little bit of lean back, but not so much that it's actually creating a major curve in your lower back. Now, some of y'all, depending on what weight you have, you may have to do double versus a single bell for that one. So, cantilever row is going to be the next one. This one will be a single row. Now, if you have tight hamstrings, your base leg is going to have to bend. Your goal is to have pretty close to a straight line from your heel all the way to your shoulder. So when you're rowing, it's going to be in the opposing hand. So if this is my base foot, which is my left, my right is going to have the dumbbell. Now, because the weight's on this side, I'm going to get more core because it's going to have to come across my body. I may have to extend my hand out to keep my balance, especially if you catch yourself having to constantly touch down or you just know that your leg's not very high. So in that aspect, I'm going to fold over. I'm going to bend at my base. I'm going to try to keep not a rolled shoulder, but active pull back shoulders. Extend my hand out, row to mid-rib. Okay, and then of course you'll switch to the other side. So, next exercise is going to be floor leg lifts. So on this particular one, it's not a leg lift thrust, so your pelvis isn't coming up, it's just your legs. You are going to try to go, for this particular one, past your fulcrum point, which will be your hip, get a little bit of stretch in the hamstrings, and then come back. This will work hip flexors and it will work core, okay? Sit on my hands, I extend my feet out in a plantar flex position, I extend up and back, extend up and back, up and back. Now, some of y'all gonna have flexible hamstrings, so you may be able to come back this far. Most of us will be around 90 or so when it comes to our legs. Okay, now, next movement's gonna be ab mat crunch. Now, most of y'all are gonna have an ab mat at home, but what you'll have is a towel or you'll have a yoga mat. And you're gonna fold those up and you're gonna set them just underneath your lower lumbar. Okay, to where your lower lumbar and the back pieces of the bone of your pelvis is gonna be resting almost right on the edge of that towel. So my hips and my glutes are gonna be contacting the floor. I'm gonna have a curve in my lower lumbar, and that towel or yoga mat is gonna force that curve, right? So it'll constantly stay that way. So when I come up into my crunch, my goal is to contract on my own. I'm contracting on my own, right? I'm not just letting the movement do it for me. My shoulder blades are off the ground. I'm keeping my chin close to my chest. I'm not using my arms to swing. I'm keeping my arms in tight, okay? And I want to keep this chin. I want to make sure that my head doesn't move forward or back, right? Try to use that 8 pounds medicine ball, but try not to utilize it as a momentum aspect of the movement, right? Keep it in lock. My heels decently close to my hips. When I come up, I'm also trying to tighten my pelvis, okay, contract. As I go back, that mat is going to expand out my rib cage. And that's the biggest goal of doing any type of rectus abdominal work, mostly, is extending the rib cage farther, as far as you can away from the pelvis. All right, why is that? Well, you're trying to extend that muscle out. Well, what's the origin and insertion of rectus abdominis? It's pelvis to your actual rib cage right along this area here. So, farther you extend it out, the more stress it's going to get. Then as you pull it in, you're trying to make it as short as you possibly can. Again, it's not just about this. It's not just about the movement. It is about the person physically, mentally trying to contract the muscle on their own. These home workouts, yeah, okay, they can be a bummer at times because you don't have the equipment that you typically would, but I guarantee you this is going to force a lot of people to have to up the scale of mental focus when you actually come into the gym and train. So this is going to force you to practice contracting the muscles that you didn't normally before because you were like, the muscle did it for me, blah blah blah. Let the movement and the weight, and now it's like you may not have exactly the right weight that you need. So how do you change that? By tempo and by mental focus and contracting on your own. So the Metcon is also today is going to be sprawls. So on a sprawl is a plant and drop. My legs widen out, my hips are close to the floor. And up. And if Tony's watching this, you're more than welcome to sing any Prince songs that you like. The RX Plus will be a hand on the glute with the hip. Okay, seriously. All right, but anyway, that's the sprawl. Guys, if you like these, let me know if there's any type of changes that you think that I should make, or extra exercises, that kind of thing. I'm going to bring stretching exercises. That's a shout out to Stephanie. And we might even do some bro lifts. Anyway, but I'll do those in separate programming and also bring in some Tabatas. So anyway, thanks for watching, guys.